I look like a hippie today. Oh my god, why is it always so hard when the camera actually turns on? Vlogging problems, this is what it is. Hey guys, this is going to be my very first fitness vlog. The topic is going to be about coaches and coaching, what makes a good coach. So this is a topic that I'm really passionate about. I absolutely love coaching. It is my bread and butter, even though I'm gluten and lactose intolerant, ironically. But either way, it is the thing closest to my heart, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else. For people that don't know me, hi, I'm Coach Kat. I have competed in bodybuilding, Olympic weightlifting. I used to be a competitive horseback rider. I did show jumping. I have done self-defense. I have dabbled in MMA. I've had a lot of coaches. I've had some really great coaches, and I've had a lot of bad coaches. I think that coaches either make or break your athlete. They make or break your training program. You can have the greatest training program in the whole world, but if you can't execute it properly due to poor coaching, then what are you gonna do? Without further ado, here we go. We're gonna start with number one. Listen. Okay. That may seem really obvious. If you don't listen to your client, especially right off the bat, how are you gonna be able to program effectively for them? Doesn't make any sense. We as coaches sometimes tend to take people and put them in a particular box and leave them there. Humans are complex. We can't put them in a box. Listening to your clients is really important, okay? That is part of the rapport building phase. If you cannot listen, you cannot help them, you cannot program accurately, you can't work around injuries. So part of listening is also asking questions and asking the right questions. And over time, you'll figure out what good quality questions are and what you really don't need to be asking. Asking specific questions like, hey, do you have any injuries? Sometimes that's not gonna get through them because they're gonna be like, oh no, I'm fine. And then again, oh, 2 years ago I broke my ankle. Like, dude, that counts, come on. That being said, number two, work with your client. So working with your client, this is a team. You are their leader, that you're not their boss. They have bosses all day. They have been living in their body for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. Who are you to tell them how they feel and what's going on? They know their bodies, they know when they're stressed, they know if something's off. This is where listening and asking questions really comes into play. Because if you can't ask the right questions, you're never gonna know if this is just them being scared or, hey, this is actually an issue. Sometimes it will be presented as though it's a real issue, okay? And you have to be patient and just go along with it until you figure out, oh, this is what's actually going on. I see so many trainers who simply boss them around and always think they know more than the client, which, yes, you do know more in a technical sense, but when it's about that individual specifically, you don't, okay? Because again, if you're not willing to work with your client and you just boss them around, they're not gonna be able to trust you, because if perchance something does go wrong because you didn't listen to them, they're not going to wanna work with you. Number three, know your client. So when they come in, they all seem all droopy and they really don't wanna be there, you're gonna have to figure out if they're that type of person that when they're not having a great day, they wanna be buried in the ground. Or they just wanna chill for the day and just do stretching, rolling, something light and easy. Me, personally, when I'm having a bad day, I wanna go and destroy myself. But that's me. I've had clients that are like me, and it's like, yeah, awesome, we're gonna do it. And they feel great afterwards, like, woo, pumped up. Or you're gonna have people that they really don't wanna be there, they don't wanna be seeing you. You have to really take that into account and figure out what it is your client needs. Know your client. Number four, be adaptable. If your client does come in and isn't having such a hot day, or maybe they injured themselves or whatever it is, you have to be adaptable and you have to be able to be willing to change your program. This is more common within commercial gyms where you're having a really high turnover rate, where you have a lot of clients You have like half hour, back to back to back to back. More sport-specific gyms that the athletes already have programs laid out, this is less common, and it's gonna be more driven by the fact that your athlete is gonna have an injury. Either way, you need to be able to adjust on the fly and be okay with that. People's moods, what happens in their environments, is always changing. So you need to be able to adapt to that change. Number 5, be patient. This is probably the hardest thing to do in a commercialized gym. When you're in a gym that you have athletes, those people are able to pick things up really easily. For general population, this is not true. These are people who are sitting at desks all day. This is not their priority, that they don't really want to be here. If you're lucky, you'll have a few that played a college sport, or they go out and ski, or they have some type of physical activity that they like to do outside of their work. Normally though, it still doesn't mean that they're gonna be able to pick things up really quickly. You're gonna have those people that you're gonna wanna smash your face into the wall every time they come in. Sorry, you have to be patient. Those people who aren't able to pick things up quickly, they are so completely vulnerable. They finally had the courage to step in the door and ask for help, which is one of the hardest things to do. And now they're in a setting where they think everybody knows so much more than them, and they think they have the spotlight on them, and everyone's gonna look at them, point, and laugh if they do something wrong. So if you're not being patient, they will not come back. And it's not just, they're not gonna come back to not work with you. If you're really in this, like, you want them to get results. You want them to be healthier. You want them to achieve their goals. If you don't make it a great, patient, fun, loving environment, they're never gonna do that. I have had clients specifically stick with me because of how patient I was. If you're not patient, they're never gonna get to where they wanna be, neither are you. Sorry. Number 6, be confident in everything you say and do. For the people that are really shy and feel really vulnerable and don't want to be there and want to be stuck in the corner, if you don't believe in yourself, how are they supposed to believe in you? Okay, they're not going to want to trust you with their body. It's not going to be worthwhile for them. On the other hand, you're going to have clients that are going to question and test you on every single thing because they want to know that they're getting a good value. Okay, back up everything you say. If you don't know, say, you know what, that's not my specialty, but I'm glad you brought it up. I'll go ahead and look more into it. You either know it or you don't. There isn't an in-between. Be confident and be secure in everything you say. Fake it till you make it, okay? Lucky number 7, be open-minded. You can learn something from everybody. Know when to weed out the bad stuff, and that's where you need to take your own initiative and to learn and to read books and to watch YouTube and ask people that you know are smarter than you, that you know they know what they're talking about. Be able to weed out information, which is also really difficult when you're first starting out because there are so many resources now. Do extra research, ask more people, cross-confirm, but be open-minded to what you could learn. Try something you never thought you'd try before. You might be able to learn something. You will be able to learn something. I initially started Olympic weightlifting simply so I could advance my training skills, so I could add more to my toolbox. And I ended up falling in love with it and working for a guy that was really, really, really intelligent. And I was able to learn so much from him, and I'm so grateful for that experience just because I want to try something new. Last, yet certainly not least, I'd like to talk about why your clients stay. Your clients will stay with you not just because of the information that you know, but about the compatibility you have with your client. You're to make friends in this industry who you didn't think you'd be friends with, and not just the trainers, but your clients. They will stick with you forever, and it is the greatest and best friendship you will ever have. But them sticking with you is going to be compatibility based, and that you can't always help. Please know that you're not going to get along with all of your clients. Pass them off to someone else if you think that it's not going to work. I've had to do that, and it turned out better. One more thing, actually, bonus. Know your value. You're gonna run into a lot of situations where people are going to want to devalue you. Don't let that happen. Decide on your own in a quiet space what you believe you're worth. If you truly know your value, you will be able to sell yourself. And that's what personal training and coaching is. Believing, valuing, and selling yourself. Know your worth and go after it. That is all I have for today. I am Coach Kat. Thank you for tuning in. If you have questions, if you have a topic you want to talk about, I am all ears. Again, this is my very first fitness vlog. I have a lot of things I want to talk about, but I really want to know what everyone else wants to know, okay? And how I can be of service and help you guys. So let me know and have a fabulous day.